I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Baume and Mercier. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and service of your Baume and Mercier Clifton GMT Power Reserve reference 10316. The most important thing to start with is motive power. This is an automatic winding timepiece. Nevertheless, should it run down, you can manually wind the timepiece to start the balance by taking the crown in its first position flush to the case and turning 20 to 30 turns in a clockwise direction. You'll note the power reserve scale is climbing at 6 o'clock. You'll be able to start the watch. You'll note the advance of the seconds hand as your sign that the watch is running. Now at this point, if the watch is set correctly, you can put it on the wrist, and thanks to the case back winding rotor, the natural course of kinetic energy on the forearm will continue to wind the watch. But should you wish to wind the watch to its maximum rated power reserve of approximately 42 hours, simply continue turning in a clockwise direction. It's important to note that due to the bridle style mainspring used in this watch, by design it slips to relieve any excess strain, so you cannot accidentally overwind it. Once you've wound the watch, there are several functions that can be used to set the time precisely. The first is known as hacking seconds. Take the crown and pull it to extremity gently. Once you feel the second detent, you'll note that the seconds hand ceases to advance. Now you've stopped the balance, the watch is halted, and you can synchronize precisely to a reference time. The best way to do this is to wait for the seconds hand to advance to the index at 12, stop it there, and then advance your minutes hand to the next nearest minute, waiting for your reference time to catch up. When it does, simply push the crown back in, resume the beat of the balance, and now you've synchronized your reference time. Now there's also a function that allows rapid correction of the date of the watch. You'll note that in the intermediate position between flush to the case and full out stop second, there is a position that allows me to cycle the date by turning in a counterclockwise direction. It's important never to use this quick set function between the hours of 8 p.m. and 3 a.m., as during that cycle, the automatic jumper for the date is in action. Attempting to use the quick set during this period can damage the watch, so always be careful not to set the date via quick set between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. Now the watch also features a second time zone. The second time zone is stepped using the dimple corrector on the case flank. So if you do take this consummate traveler's watch on vacation, you can use either the included pusher corrector that comes with the watch, or perhaps the shaft of the umbrella within your frosty drink to rapidly correct the 24-hour second time zone function, which is set independently from the time at center. Now the watch features 5 ATM or 50 meter water resistance. This is sufficient for surface water exposure, for getting caught out in the rain, splashes while washing the hands, but it's important to note that a leather strap, such as this one featured, is never water resistant. It is a porous natural material that will degrade with water exposure, so always swap the watch to a rubber or a textile strap prior to water exposure. Moreover, it's important to note that you can help the watch attain its maximum rated water resistance by keeping the crown flush to the case at all times when there's water on the watch. Never use the crown for winding or setting when the watch is submerged or wet, as this can bypass the seals and introduce water to the interior of the timepiece. Now it's also important to note that water resistance, unlike technical specifications of the movement or case dimensions, is not a static feature of the watch. Baume and Mercier recommends every 12 months, minimally, having the watch water tested to ensure that it continues to meet its factory-rated water resistance rating. Now there are other hazards that are important to keep in mind. The first, and most ubiquitous, is magnetism. At the center of the balance, the heartbeat of the watch, there is a sensitive ferrous hairspring. This metallic hairspring can become magnetized in the presence of the closures of wallets, purses, and refrigerators, high-powered wiring looms in the home and office, as well as powerful speakers and subwoofers. If you note your watch is keeping erratic time and suspect it may have become magnetized, take it to an authorized Baume and Mercier service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your watch. Shock, however, is harder to correct. Severe concussions can damage a delicate mechanical movement. Therefore, Baume and Mercier recommends that the watch be taken off the wrist prior to tennis, to golf, to batting, ATV, motorcycle, or mountain bike activity, as all of these high-impact activities pose a danger to a fine Swiss mechanical movement. Finally, Baume and Mercier recommends having your watch serviced in comprehensive fashion every 3 to 5 years. The best way to know whether a service is necessary is to have it checked during your annual water resistance checkup. Features beyond water resistance, such as physical condition and chronometric precision, will be evaluated, and Baume and Mercier watchmakers will evaluate visible lubricants atop pivots of the movement jewels. Should comprehensive overhaul be necessary, service exclusively with Baume and Mercier authorized service centers, as these agencies solely have access to the trained personnel, specialized equipment, and original factory replacement parts necessary to maintain the value of your watch as both an investment and as an instrument. Moreover, only these agencies can back parts and labor invested with an original Baume and Mercier factory service warranty. To learn more about the proper usage, service, or any other factors associated with the ownership of this or any Baume and Mercier timepiece, text, call, or email our experts at govbergwatches.com.